Hi.
Here's the recording of the, what's that called? Making a new, I don't know, Char Griller. Redoing it. Refinishing it. Touching it up. Fixing
You're
it.
the best. Greetings and hello. Welcome to That's Not Garbage. Or is it? This piece of garbage, or not, came from the garbage. It is a Char Griller. Professional Char Griller. Grillers and smokers. The model number I'll put in the description because I don't know it off the top of my head, but I have been able to locate it on their website. Let's take a look at this sucker. It's in pretty bad shape. There we go. So these are the there's three sections of grilling grates or whatever, 4 sections, and they're like $20 each or something. They're like super expensive. I have found the model number and the parts on the interwebs, so I will share them with you in the description below. It's rusted and beat. Oh, look at this. Look at that. Would you look at that? Oh, Lord. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah, that, friends. That right there is where the charcoal goes. It's pretty horrendous shape. So inside, it's pretty beat up. Lots and lots of rust. There's the vent door. Let's see if that even functions. Yeah, it does. Here's the vent. That moves. Here we got the cooling rack. Pretty beat. The chimney, pretty beat. All the nuts and bolts on it, pretty bad. So that's a lot of fun. These are garbage. These can just be thrown right in the trash. And it leaves us with the outside. This here, pretty beat. Tires suck. These I gotta replace. Can't have it like this. Look at that junk right there. So first step is getting these off, which looks like is done via these little bolts right here. Always interesting when I can hand spin them off. So I'll take the rest off and we'll see what happens. Fun. Gonna get this cooling rack off. That's a lot of fun right there. So about a couple of screws and bolts. Do the other one. Put little flaps in there. Oh, this is disgusting. Should probably vacuum this thing out first.
Probably a good idea.
Too late.
Too late.
Alright, so there goes the cooling rack. And now what? Same thing over here. And over here. Way to get the shot. It's too dark. Too dark. We need lighting. There you go. Oh, Lord. There's the cooling rack.
Gross.
Grab the power tools. That's why you want new stuff, because the old stuff's all rusted out. Too hard to work with. Total waste of your time. New nuts and bolts. So see, that squeezes it onto the... Oh, it's hot! Oh, it's hot. Okay.
Yeah, leave that there. Now you gotta take the yellow out.
All right. Next up is to scrape off all this filth and rust and grime.
Yeah.
All these bolts are rusted and crappy. They hold on the racks here. Part of me wants to just leave them on since they're not bothering anybody. So I may replace them or I may tighten them. Tighten these up. You can either get new ones or tighten them up or tighten them up. They can be replaced, but I'm not sure I see the point since they're going to gross anyway.
Cooking and everything. Loud.
Yeah. I'm using a super powerful tool, but you can just use a handheld socket wrench. That would do fine. Okay. Nice. Just snug them up. Good to go. Ears are vibrating loose, fixed in like 2 seconds. Alright, let's look at the handle. Handle is all moldy and rusted and green and gross. So we need to get it off and clean it up. And just locking up the screw and then turning the thing. Get that out. We will replace these screws. We're not putting rusty screws on our handle. This is a luxury item. Need this to be nice. Alright, so that's gross. We'll fix that later. But these things, these are not going to cut it. So we're going to fix those. Again, just got to lock up the screw and then turn the bolt. So lock up the screw. Thanks. That's really that easy. Nice and tidy. Just like new. New screws, new bolts and nuts wouldn't hurt. It would look nice, but whatever. Alrighty, I do not like this. Doesn't go down far enough. So we're going to replace it with one that locks. It's got a little lock washer there. That gives me the ability to tighten it, keep it kind of where we want it. Alright, so I'm going to use this socket on it. You can use a wrench or a socket wrench. I'm using this little adapter so I can add sockets to power screwdrivers. I'll leave this little adapter link in the description below. There you go. So now it's just tight enough that it'll stay where I put it and not go flopping. You need a little tension because if you open the grill, it'll just fall down. Super. Done. There's your nice. We're going to tighten up the legs here. Same way we tighten up everything else. By locking up one bolt, tightening the other. I'm using a Phillips head, but you could use a socket wrench on both. Hello, I'm outside now with my Char Griller, and I just finished pressure washing it. My apologies for not showing it on camera. What I'm going to do next now is grind off some of the harder rust, chips and cracks and swells on the inside and the outside using a simple drill and a wire cup. I'll leave an attachment link to the wire cup in the description. So I'm just going to get out here and just grind off some of the tougher rough spots. I use a small rigid vac from Home Depot, and I'll link that in the description. Okay, not too bad. I mean, it's ugly as sin still, but the good amount of the rust has been removed from the inside and the outside. Enough to make it smooth and paintable. I'm going to do more. I'm probably going to do quite a bit more actually. Now I'm going to continue to get the rust off the body of this thing with a cheap orbital sander from Walmart. It's a little dusty. Okay, since there's some really bad rust down in there, we're about to get real aggressive with a disc sander. Okay, it's pretty bad. I ground it down a bunch, but I'm not willing to go much further because it's just gonna fall apart. So I'm gonna patch this up as best I can, clean this grill up and put it back together. Alright, now I've got to deal with this hole. I'm gonna use aluminum tape, the kind you might use to fix an exhaust pipe on your furnace. So I'm gonna put the tape on both sides and make the tape stick to itself. the tape will stick to the metal, especially because it's made for using on, since it's made for using on metal, such as furnace flues and whatnot. But of course it'll stick to itself better. So put it behind the hole and then make it stick to itself. I'll add a link to the description so you can order yourself some of this. But it's available at Home Depot, Walmart, hardware stores, places like that. This is Nashua brand that I got at Home Depot. Now, if you really want to go the extra mile, add one of these ties to the hole. So depending on the size of the hole is the size of the tie you'll buy. This is a nice small tie. Link in the description. You can get these at Home Depot. They're only about 65 cents a piece. And I'm going to sandwich it under the tape. Because it is sharp metal edges, it could cut through the tape, so be careful. Once it's down, there won't be a whole lot of pressure against it to cause any rips or punctures, but I would use extra tape just to be sure, overlapping all the seams and covering the corners twice. Since you already have the roll of tape, there's no reason to be skimpy. Go all in. Make sure the repair lasts. What hole? Okay, so next up, Rustoleum high heat paint from the depot. Oh, it's windy.
Yeah, it's gonna go everywhere. I don't want to get painted.
I don't know, it's funny you mentioned that.
What? Oh, you have to close that up. Or seal it up, or, you know.
Be right back.
Okay. I'll take the tape. Thank you.
Okay, time to paint. Don't forget to get some painter's tape. You can get it at the dollar store. Okay, so the inside has been sanded down. You might want to do a better job than I did, but I did enough. And it's going to rust if you spray it with a hose or you just leave it be. So you're going to take some veggie oil or canola oil or some kind of oil and either brush it on or spray it on. And my spray's not working so well, so I'm going to get something different. Okay, so now this inside is sanded and you can't wash it down with a hose or paint it. So we're gonna season it with some spray vegetable oil or some paintbrush vegetable oil. Since my spray isn't working terribly well today, I'm gonna brush it. Okay, so the entire grill has been brushed with cheap dollar store vegetable oil, and that'll prevent it from rusting. And we're good to go. Alright, in the interest of saving time, steps, and money, I'm going to attempt to sand these down, treat them, and reuse them. Let's see how that goes. Looks pretty good. I'm fairly pleased with it. So the next thing to do is spray it. I'm now going to spray it with Olympic Water Guard wood sealer. You can get this in 1 gallon cans. Link in the description. And I'm going to use the HDX 1 gallon sprayer. And this is not the sprayer that came with the bottle. This is a replacement wand. You can also get at Home Depot. I find it sprays a much better pattern. Now these are the ones I just did, and this is the one I did just before those. You saw how milky white it was? Now you can see it soaks in, dries clear, looks good. The rest will look that way too. Just in case you don't believe me, 30 minutes later, and the nice water-based formula has absorbed into the wood. It is dried to the touch and will be fully cured in 24 hours. Has like a moist feeling almost. You can tell it's there, but it feels dry. And it looks good, so success. Next up is to bolt these back on. Alright, so one of these has a lot of cracks and splits, and it's real feeble and pathetic looking, so we need to make it stronger. And we're going to do that with some 2-part epoxy resin. You can get this or similar at your Home Depot. And you should probably practice proper mixing, but since this is, you know, not a very important job, I'm just going to mix a random amount. And then we're going to stick it in there. So there we go. There's my epoxy. Did I mix it good enough to harden? I don't know. We'll find out. I'm using just your typical cheap $1 paintbrush type thing. And I'm just going to jam it in there. Just want it to get in there. I'm going to jam a whole bunch into the larger crack. Okay.
Alright.
Now I'm going to clamp this on with my $3 clamp from Goodwill. I'm just going to squeeze right here. Press it where you want it. Not too hard. That should do. If you squeeze it too hard, you'll lose shape. And that's it. I'll let this cure for an indeterminate amount of time, approximately forever, and then we're going to bolt it on with the rest. Now let's go bolt on the rest. All of our wood has dried and is ready for installation. It actually looks nice. They're all done with the water seal except for this one, which I added a layer of epoxy to because it was really cracked and weak looking. And I really like the way the epoxy looks because it's shiny and solid. I wish I did them all that way. Since that one looks different, it's going to go on the inside. Maybe it'll be less apparent that it's different. I don't think so. For the handle, I'm going to use just 2 short screws and 2 galvanized washers. Since there are holes pre-drilled in the handle, that's how it came. It's making my life a lot easier. Okay, and that's it. It's done. Everything's been water treated, bolted in place with galvanized equipment, handles installed, and it's ready to go. All I need to do now is install the new racks and test it out. Let's hop online and order some racks. Okay, bizarre video and audio technical difficulty caused me to lose the entire video and audio feed of my online shopping session. But basically, I went to chargriller.com, found the Super Pro charcoal grill, which is mine. You would find yours. And I ordered my parts. I also clicked on the Help is Available button and talked to a tech support person who was very helpful and helped me to understand that I was ordering the right parts, and also informed me that the warming rack has changed over the years and the new one may not fit, so I opted not to order the new one. But I did order the ashtray handles, the 4 burners, and the wheel nubs. Let's go install them. Okay, so good news, the parts have come in and we're going to install them right now. I even got these little plastic nubs. They go right here on the bottom of the leg, So here you can see it without the nub. There you go. It's a little tricky. It takes a little work, and I'm not really sure it's worth it, but it's on. It'll keep this metal pole from digging into the surface of your deck. So the first thing I'm going to do is get the new ash pan in. There you go. Just drops right in there. I also have two grate holders. One is brand new. One is actually the original from when I first started restoring the grill. It's the only remaining original part on the grill. These hook on like this and then clip to the top of the grill to set the height of the ash pan, which of course sets the height of the actual charcoal. There you can see they just clip on right there, and then the actual hanger rests on these two little clips built into the side of the grill, just like that. Same over here with my old rusty one. But we're gonna leave it right where it is, and let's put on the new gratings. These are cool. They look really nice. They came in good shape. The ash pan has a touch of rust on it, which is slightly disappointing, but otherwise it's in very good shape. It's brand new, and I'm not terribly disappointed because I'm going to put bricks on it anyway. But the key component, the cooking surface here, is very nice. Unfortunately, I don't have a cooling rack because they could not confirm whether or not the current model of their cooling rack for this grill would fit, being that mine's slightly older. I do have the original beat up cooling rack right here, but I don't want to use it. It's disgusting. I may work on refurbishing this a bit. I may not. I may continue looking for one that fits, but for now, this is it. This is my completed Char Griller Super Pro grill. I believe his model is 2121. Just to recap, this was all sanded down, received new bolts, and was treated with WaterGuard. This one got an epoxy coating because it was falling apart, and boy is that epoxy coating nice. All the old paint was removed, it was repainted. Inside was seasoned with a coating of oil. All in here was coated with oil. And I've got my new ash pan, which I can adjust right here with the only remaining original part from the grill. So see how nice and shiny the new one is. Just pick it up and hook it right there to raise that ash pan or bring it down lower. All new metal cooking surface right there. And she's ready to go. Looks amazing. Can't wait. All right, so there it is. It's complete. It looks amazing. I can't believe this is the same grill I started with just a few days ago. I can't wait to cook on it, but first I'm going to fill it up with charcoal. We'll let it get real hot just to kind of put a good heat on all this new metal, all these surfaces before I put my food on it. Once I do that, it's ready for cooking, and it's effectively a new grill. Very exciting. Super. Okay, folks, that's all I got for you. I'm gonna finish cooking these up, and me and the woman are gonna eat them. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Don't forget to protect your awesome new grill with an awesome new cover.